All right. We are live. Stoic. It's a stoic calm show. You will not change.
No, you will not change. This is Brian, and I'm also with Joe, who just introduced our show. You will not change. And our first show got booted because
Well, he played a dumb video and paid the price, the ultimate
yeah,
price.
and you know what? We both laughed at that video. By the way, it was funny,
Yeah, it was worth it.
and yeah, it was. It was. It was. It gave us some absolute and utter guffaws. So that was worth it. And I think you kind of got to go with the flow there, Joe, as best we can.
Sure.
You know,
You got to play by the rules sometime if you want to use this platform. That's for sure.
you know what, and you know what, and the rules at times continue to change. They are seems rather unfair what they're
Yeah, they
doing.
could be evolving. They seem to be devolving.
Yeah, yeah, they seem to absolutely.
And I'm not talking about that video, of course. I'm talking about opinions that get erased from the YouTube record so many times. I've seen so many opinions. I've heard so many great podcasts, and I've had shows. You've had shows. I mean, we've all witnessed it firsthand, and I'm kind of sick of it. But I'm not down by it. I just want to find the best outlet for what we offer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do people change? I mean, like, how do people change? And I've come to the conclusion, for me anyway, you got to think, you know what? I'm going to make an attempt, but I have my desires. I have my nature, and I'm lazy. I'm a lazy boy, and I daydream, I scheme, I plan.
Maybe you should start getting some massage therapy. You just pay the price, get a good massage. It kind of take you out of your mood.
Does it work?
Oh, massages are the best. They're great. It's just not. You don't have to really worry about anything. They're really good. Um, and there's some great spas like you just go for the whole day, just go in different spas, and it's amazing. It's usually a part of almost every trip I take these days. I go out of town, I always stop at the local spa.
Does psychotherapy work?
I don't know. It depends on what you're ailing from.
What if you're a drug addict?
I've seen it.
But there's also like people who
I've worked
habitually
I've worked
relapse.
with so many different types of drug addicts, and it's always a personality thing that I experienced. I had a lot I had a lot of different results with everything from weight loss to hoarding to drugs and alcohol to grief therapy worked. Grief therapy probably was the best, most result driven modality that I worked in. And Yeah, it just depends on what people are looking for, I guess.
Is there a recovery with grief therapy?
Yes, of course.
Because
People don't know how to handle loss. They don't know how to move beyond what has happened to them, and it can be real life shattering. And organizing the thoughts and organizing a plan, it, in my opinion, it was the best. I enjoyed that. I did that for the longest. Worked in grief therapy because I saw so much results so quickly. Just really enjoyed it. Anger management was another one that I saw a lot of good results. People didn't understand the physiology of anger, and once they understood the physiology alone, there was already results. People knew how to find when certain indicators went off, that they were getting angry, and prior to knowing some of these ideas, uh, they um, they would ignore what their body was telling them and just proceed to you know do whatever it is that got them into a mess. So yeah, I mean, I never thought court mandated therapy would be an effective way of working with people, but you know, sometimes they needed a judge to tell them go see, go check in with a therapist for 30 weeks and then come back to me, and then we'll see about what to do next. And usually those people got benefit from it.
I could have seen my dad going to something like that. Um, I, the only time that I think it would have been court mandated is the time when he, he was pumping gas, and he didn't know it because this was the first time that it happened, that the gas, when it was pumping, like he put $20 in and it went into about $15. And he was like, Brian, get me a knife. And he was going to cut, he was going to, why I'm laughing, I thought it was hysterical. Other people don't, but he was actually going to cut the hose. He was going to cut their hose of the AM PM, the gas pump. He was going to cut the hose there, and that probably would have gotten him arrested. And at this, I don't think they had in the early '80s. I don't know if they had um, mandatory anger management, but we have so much on video now of people doing things. It's rather one-sided nowadays, how it's done. But I think a lot of people could use anger management. It also, I find that I look at things that make me angry. Like a lot of these protests and the way the protesters act and the way in which they act. You're going to find things online that will make your blood boil, and it's not I don't think it's real life. I think it's a I think it's a condensed part of reality, and it's made reality. The online community has made reality like a false sense of reality, like the police are all brutal and all Black Lives Matter
They
are,
don't call it programming for nothing.
yeah. And, I mean, a lot of them are. I mean, a lot of people in Black Lives Matter are narcissistic opportunists, but that's not the majority. Just as the majority of police officers are not, are not people out to brutalize and hurt your rights. A lot of them are there to protect your rights. Most of them are there to protect your rights and that you're not victimized by criminals. That's why they're there.
Oh no, not right now.
Who is that?
Oh, got this programmer, this internet designer. He could take a hike. He hasn't helped me one bit.
Well, yeah. Oh, that guy. Okay. It wasn't, because there's another internet designer. But yeah, a lot of it's rage bait, and it's the, as much as the media tends to skew it, the other side may tend to skew it just, I mean, that way too. I certainly don't like the censorship, and people are not. I think because of the censorship, and a lot of people are living kind of in their own bubble, and it's making people really angry. It's making me angry, I should say. Um, and I'm not really flowing the way I should. I think I've been upset for quite some time, and it's like I'm kind of lucky when I think about it. I'm fairly well off. My health isn't the best, but I don't have a lot of economic worries.
Well, then I have an announcement. This will be our last show until you get your shit together, because this ain't helping you. If you're gonna just get on here and mope every time, nobody wants to come on and listen to people moping, and everybody's got their own shit to deal with. Um, you know, I think it's I think it's a false. I think it's a bad idea to think that your problems or my problems are going to help solve other people's problems. I think what they want to hear are people who are diving into information and coming up with answers or suggestions or possibilities. They don't want to hear not that they don't want to hear it. Sometimes it's hard to turn away from a train wreck, but you got to look out for yourself first, and you got to come to the table not to get in shape, but you got to get in shape to get to the table. And I realized that today trying to play basketball. Like, oh, this will help me get in shape, but I hadn't taken the right measures to to contend and be so it wasn't as effective as I could be. But if I was out exercising, getting in shape, and then just, going in and jumping into the ring, I'd probably be a little bit better off. So I think for this show, I'm not going to do anymore, because it's definitely made you feel worse, and that affects me, and that affects. I mean, you should do shows if you want, but I'm not going to get on here and be part of that. It's not effective. What do you think?
That is a lot to digest. And that's.
I mean, maybe part of it is, me wanting to, take a step back for myself too, but
Yeah.
It doesn't make things better to come on here in a shit mood and not feel, what I'm saying? It just doesn't. I'm not sure what you're getting out of that. I'm putting you on the spot, but I think it's important. because this is the feedback I'm getting from people who listen. Also, it's not just me. I'm getting feedback, and the feedback is like, oh, Brian doesn't sound well. Well, and I usually say, he's just trying to express himself. But, I think you hear something enough, and you start looking at it, and I'm starting to think, wow, I've heard 20 shows in a row where you sound like you have no way out.
Hmm.
Am I wrong or am I right? Or am I just bloviating? What do we know?
A little from column A and a little from column B.
Well, that's just, what? I've worked with enough people who have been spiraling into, anger, and I'm telling you, I've heard it more out of your mouth that you're angry, and but I don't hear you coming with the, I don't hear you from the right perspective. Your voice is mellowing. You're not projecting your thoughts the way you're really good at doing. That's just my opinion, of course. Others may disagree. I'm curious. But one thing I'm sick of being told is that I'm a bad friend for being party to this.
Well, who cares what other people think? I mean, to a degree, you know,
Well, I
like,
start to think about it, and maybe they're right. Am I a bad friend for coming on here and complaining? Yeah, I moan all the time. I do. I do.
well, you're not delivering me any drugs. I mean, it's not like you're giving me crack or heroin.
No.
And yeah, I guess to a degree, I'm a little bit. I am kind of depressed. I guess you could say I am. It's a feeling. Um, I'm kind of depressed about the loss of my dog. I'm kind of depressed. You know what?
Mm.
The loss of my dad. My mom's death saddened me, but my father's death, I guess I don't want to say it saddens me, but it also kind of haunts me to a degree. Like in some ways more sad because he had all these dreams and ambitions, and I kind of feel guilty about it.
But you see, that's a byproduct of not addressing the loss.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know though. I mean, and I don't know, like, I mean, the one thing is like, because I'm assuming that most of the people that you dealt with that were like with grievance counseling, I mean, were they atheists? Like, I mean, and I'm not an atheist.
I
This is
had
one
them all. I had everything.
because one of the things that does kind of bother me
Mm.
is I am an atheist, and I'm not an atheist because I think it's like cool or anything like that. I'm an atheist because I don't believe in the supernatural. And I'm resigned with the fact that death is final. And for me as an atheist, it is completely final. It's like I'm not gonna ever see these people again, and the only thing I have of them are my memories. And it's kind of a, I don't think it's good maybe to dwell on that, but there are times when I'm like alone in my bedroom that I kind of think about that, and I think about my dog. I really hope my dog is doing well. The dog that I had with my father is doing well. And, there are thoughts in my brain that make me a little bit on the sad side for whatever reason. It's just like all those memories are just that. They're just memories. And I can't necessarily share them with my parents anymore. And, death means you can't call them, like you can't call them on the phone or, it's just kind of a done deal. And it's I don't know. It is kind of I'm hearing the sirens right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't subscribe to any of that though. I have a very different opinion of death and loss. There you go. There you go. More more people being rushed off to die, I guess, at the hospital.
Maybe be
Um,
right. But I mean, how often? Because I wonder if the feeling of death, and I'm assuming that the feeling of death is um, is perhaps more tragic with an atheist than it is with a theist, or at least someone who believes in an afterlife. Now, I'm all in favor of an afterlife, but I don't believe that there is an afterlife.
yeah, that's you know what? That's maybe something. There's plenty of cultures with a lot of really interesting theories on the afterlife, and I try not to discount any of them. But I've started to read more about them, and the more I read about death, the more I realize how twisted and awful it's made through media and I think people just have a very awful misconception of death, and that everything has a start and everything has an end. Period. Everything dies. So, and so, what's to mourn over? And you know, things change, and you move on. And again, I honestly think that a lot of any death should be processed properly because I've seen it. I've seen the benefits and the immediate benefits in being able to find memoriam both in your mind and physically. There's so many methods, and there's so many different step tools to use for processing grief. And then once by the way, grief, and then you had multiple loss, but a person with multiple losses, a death, loss of a pet, loss of another family member, whatever the case is, that suddenly becomes complicated grief. So not only are you just facing the burden, sometimes it feels like a burden of death or loss, but when you don't process it, yeah, that's what I would hear the most. Sitting around, it was downtime when people would sit around, and it was when they were able to be in their own mind when these things would really kind of come to a head and create mischief and whatever it is, sorrow, anger, all kinds of side effects. But yeah, that was always at the top of the list, 80% of the time.
Mm-hmm. Creating mischief in your brain
just it does create mischief, right? I mean, you start telling yourself, you try to talk yourself out of things, and if you're in a complicated grief situation, you're running on a lot of different levels. You're running a lot of different, there's a lot of unfinished business going on, is I guess what I'm saying. So, and Debbie loves you, so there you go. Maybe it all worked out for your benefit. You got the I love you from Debbie.
Yeah. Well, I'm waiting for that steak dinner. You know, and this whole thing with the lockdown, I am this whole thing with the lockdown, and I think for a lot of people, is kind of a loss for a lot of people. I mean, a lot of the things that people used to do for fun and enjoyment are not there. Going out for picnics, going and meeting people for holidays.
Yes, Debbie. I'm bringing down Brian. Absolutely. Yes. There you go. This is the shit I'm talking about, dude.
Well, you look,
Yeah,
you
so
got
of
to.
course you're gonna, you want to laugh about it, but I'm sick of that shit.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's just, it's come on, it's silly. All right, now I am by myself, and because I guess I laughed. That's silly. That sounds rather unfair. Well, all of a sudden, what other people are thinking, well, I considered it kind of a joke. I wasn't. Let me
All
bring
right.
him up.
Willie talked me into coming back into the show, but I'm telling you right now that this is not I am not bringing Brian down. And if I am, then like I said, Debbie, you might have missed it, but I'm not coming back on the show until that's addressed. So,
Well, my thing is, people are going to come with their opinions. That doesn't make them valid or true. And
I'm saying it's a setup for me though. I don't like being set up every show. If you're upset, it's not my fault. I want people to know that.
not at all. Not at all. I mean, if I'm upset, I mean,
Horse feathers.
you're the least person. You're one of the only human beings that really does not upset me, or who has not necessarily upset me. So
No, I know that I hope not, but it's just I've got this one character, Beppy Grillo, who doesn't he seems to think I don't know how to handle people. So if that's the case,
well,
now,
you
if you hear something enough, Brian, you start to wonder, okay, at what point am I not benefiting the situation?
yeah, you know what? I forget what I was watching.
That's a good question, by the way, Debbie. What exactly are you not getting to do? That's a great question. I ask that a lot to people.
I was watching Taoism, The Art of Not Trying. And it kind of inspired me just to kind of go with the flow of things. You know, for me at least, like, things are going to be how they're going to be. And for me, I guess it inspired me a little bit to realize that I have limited control over things. I may have influence or I may not. I mean, I have preference to have influence, but then again, if I don't, I don't. I know that if I come with anger, that I'll be met with anger. And some people you're not going to be able to reach.
Brian, I was outside of my house 90% of today. I was on a bike almost 40% of my day.
That probably made you feel pretty goddamn good.
Fuck yeah, it does. Seeing people walking around in masks doesn't make me feel good, but being outside counterbalanced that one negative. There were a lot of positives, and the only negative I could think of probably was two things: the masks and a couple ambulances and a lot of police officers out. Other than that, today was really, really a great day to not be inside.
Yeah. It's good to be outside and exercising and just trying to feel good. When you were on your bike, were you with your dogs?
I was by myself, and let me just say this: I kind of have something called seasonal. It's a seasonal. I forgot the full name, but it's sort of like a disorder in the DSM even. But it's kind of like when summer comes along, I get too psyched. Like I love summertime. I don't waste a single day in the summer because it's fun to run around and in the heat and be active. It sucks that a lot of friends of mine aren't calling to hang out and all that, but summertime is the best, almost to a fault.
So you're one of those guys, and I know what you're talking about. You're one of those individuals who, when you get that summer sun hit you, it just that vitamin D, which is vitamin Dick.
Vitamin Dick. Yeah.
That vitamin D that hits you, it makes you feel great.
It's positively the best.
You know what? And that's the best thing you can get. I mean, is that vitamin D. And for some people, like, I mean, and I look at some people, even in these third world countries, when they're out and about and they're outside, even if they're, living in squalid poverty, they seem to be happier than people who live in winter countries where the people are indoors all day.
Yes.
And she says, get off the fucking computer.
That's probably the best advice yet.
Yeah, and stop looking at the news. The news is only going to piss you off. I mean, at some point, you just got to turn it off. And if you're looking for rage bait, you're going to find it.
I have not watched the news in a while. Every once in a while, I'll watch a clip, but I haven't sat down for the news in a long time. And I wonder. I hope a lot of people aren't. I hope they're tuning out of their news. It's
Well, look, I mean, I looked at that one kid getting smashed in the face. I read that news about that woman who said all lives matter getting shot. And look, I think that there's a lot of.
Oh, we have a call. Hello, you're on with JP and Brian. Who is this?
Hello?
Is this Debbie?
I don't know. What?
What's up?
What do you want?
You're getting kissed. Brian's blowing you kisses. It's a special day.
I want to talk to Brian.
Yes, he's here. Brian.
What is the matter with you?
You know what? I don't know what the hell is the matter with me. I'm being a lazy bum. I'm eating too much sugar.
You need to go the fuck out. When stuff like this happens, you've got to get the tool belt out. I've told you this before. You got to fight this shit, or you'll just succumb to it. You know?
Yeah.
You've got. No, seriously. There's certain, like when I'm real tired and I don't feel like doing a fucking thing, I force my fucking self to get up and do something. You've got to force yourself to get outside, maybe go to the animal shelter and get a puppy or a dog. You've got to do something. You can't sit around reading social justice, bullshit all the time.
Yeah, you're right.
I would say frustration levels are at an absolute peak right now. Everybody's feeling it. Everybody.
Man, I went over to Heather's house today. I helped her build a fence.
Nice.
I was out in the sun, fucking hot. We were zip tying she's got this real pretty wrought iron fence, and the dogs were going through the little, through the pickets. And so we got this wire. Diane's got his face right up there next to me. And we were out in the sun doing that. You've got to get some sun, dude.
Now I think you and Joe are both sun worshippers. When it's summertime, you guys, I think you get happier. Maybe I'm wrong. Am I wrong? Are you both a couple of sun bunnies?
It's a proven fact. Back in the 1920s, when they had hospitals full of babies that had tuberculosis and all this weird stuff, they would take them up to the rooftops in their baby buggies and let them get sun all day, and they would get well.
Are you a summer person, Debbie? Have you always been a summer person? I've always been a summer person.
Yeah, I believe in the power of the sun. I believe that it works. I'm on Victor's phone, by the way, so I probably sound like shit.
No, it sounds fine.
I believe that it has healing powers in it, and one of them is that it heals depression. I called my doctor one time. I swear to God, this is true. I was pregnant with Steven, and I was so depressed. I was telling him on the phone. I called my OBGYN, and I was like, oh, my God, I'm so depressed. He goes, Debbie, I want you to get a lawn chair, go out in your backyard, sit in the sun for an hour, and while you're out there, I want you to drink a gigantic thing of Gatorade. I said, okay. So I went out there, and I swear to fuck, I felt better.
I believe in those. I believe in those powers. They work.
Yeah.
They work.
You taking any in that movie?
Vitamin B12, and I drink two.
There are so many vitamins for so many things that are so effective. I'm not a big vitamin pusher. But.
By the way, do they have Bunny Blue ice cream in Texas?
Let me tell you something, Brian. Sugar will make you feel like fucking dog shit.
I know.
If you're not going to fight it, then if you're not going to fight anything, then don't bitch. Then sit back and just say, well, this is apparently what I want. I want to feel like shit because I'm not trying.
But I'm not going to be part of that. I don't want to be party to that. I just don't. I don't want to deal with that. I understand getting down. I get down. I get up, but you gotta get up to get down. You gotta. staying in one place, and over 6 weeks now, I could probably go back and I can hear the tone of your voice has drifted. Your attention has drifted. This is we're at a point where we should be really looking into what the changes are and how they're affecting our world right now. Should be on top of these sort of things. This is a time, I think this is a time to not be depressed. I feel the opposite. And I don't mean just summertime. But,
do you ever listen to music? Do you ever dance in your apartment by yourself? You've got to do some stuff to help yourself, Brian. And I'm just trying to tell you what I do, dude. You've got to clean that apartment. Looks like a pigsty. I can see it on the movie here. And
yes,
Hank said, and you need a puppy. I've got a dog. I've got this rescue dog here with me that lives with me, Hank.
Yes.
You got to do some.
Someone said I look like I lived in a trailer park. By the way,
the trailer park is closed.
By the way, Debbie, do I come across? Let me ask you this: you've seen some of my videos. Do I come across as depressed to you?
Hello. That's why I call in, because it seems like when I call in, I can usually get you laughing and cutting up a little bit more than. I'm not.
Joe got pissed off at the laughing, at the laughter.
I didn't get pissed off at the laughter. I got pissed off because I want you to realize when I get off of here, people are like, "Oh wow, Brian sounded down again." And I'm like, I know. I don't know what to say. And then it's like the very next line is, "JP, it's your fault, you damn Jew."
But here's the thing too. I'm also somewhat of a stoic. I try for stoicism, and I'm trying.
So is my fucking ass. Shut up. I'm LA and do this shit for you. If you don't, I swear to God, I'm going to. You're pissing me off. I'm not going to sit and watch you just.
Stoic doesn't mean lifeless. Stoic doesn't mean speak in a monotone voice. Don't be fooled by jackasses like One Angry Jew. That's not stoicism.
Well, come on.
He's been having strokes. Did I tell you about that?
No.
He's been having what?
TIA, intercontinental strokes or something like that. TIA or TAI or.
I hear he's bound for. Now I wonder, should I do the David Fiker and get the surgery?
What surgery?
The lap band.
David Fiker got lap band?
Yeah, I think if anybody.
I've heard horror stories. Horror stories, Debbie. Debbie, have you heard horror stories?
No, he lost 80 pounds in 4 months, in 3 months.
Yes. Okay, you hear that's the good. But there's definitely drawbacks to the lap band. I had a neighbor who had it, and it was awful sometimes. And I don't know if the benefits outweigh some of those side effects. I'm not sure. I don't want to give medical advice. I'm just going by my experience.
David just got the lap band. It was no big deal. He didn't get all the surgery. He just got it where they just, where his stomach was real little. He would eat like a jar of baby food and be full.
Wow.
I'd be going right back to being a baby again.
Gaga goo goo.
Gaga goo goo. Wham.
You need to stop letting these fucking people on the internet get to you. And I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm so over a lot of these internet things. I call it all fake and get the fuck out.
Some of them are horrendously creepy.
Yeah.
You need to start better. You need to get on. There's these vitamins I take called Nutrello. They changed my life. It's bizarre. They're all natural.
You told me about these a few months ago. Well, what are they again? Nutrello? Is that?
Yeah.
It's a blend.
They look like the word nature with LO on the end. They're whole food vitamins. Steven got them for me. And, he's a health freak. And they've changed who I am. I mean, I'm just like the happiest person in the world.
I also have gone into I've gone into full vitamin mode, and I'm having so much, I'm getting so much energy, and I truly believe in the vitamins I'm taking, and I want to keep boosting that regimen. So that's something that's changed for me.
You need to do that, Brian, because you don't. I'm sure you don't have all your nutrients that you need, and that has a lot to do with feeding your brain, and you'll get depressed and shit. Seriously.
Yeah, there's something called selenium that I take. It's wonderful. It's amazing. There's I've heard a lot of people have deficiencies in magnesium. Zinc is really good. Iron is great. And if you're not getting these on a daily basis, you're missing the boat, I think. I'm just saying.
This has organic beef, organic kale, organic raspberry. What the fuck is that noise?
I don't know.
Sorry. I was throwing something away. Sorry.
You need to call a housekeeper in there one day a week and get that place cleaned up and dusted and mopped and cleaned and sterilized. You'll feel. Haven't you ever noticed how good you feel when you go into a nice, clean, happy hotel room? Your surroundings have a lot to do with it too. This is a multifaceted situation we have going on here.
Yeah, my friend used to say the first sign of depression is a messy car, and so ever since then, I've been a little better. Sometimes my car gets messy, though. So that's one thing I'm aware of. But
JC, are y'all not allowed outside in LA anymore, or what's going on with that?
What about LA?
Can y'all not go outside or do anything? Or do y'all not have?
No, we can go out.
Open?
We can go outside. We have a dickhead for a mayor, but we can go outside.
Do you know that Ron Jeremy pleads guilty to rape and sexual assault charges? He pleaded guilty.
See, look what you're doing. You're reading that bullshit again. Who gives a fuck? He's a animal. He's gross. But I think I heard.
I think Brian mentions him because he's a Jew.
And he's a fat guy who made it.
I watched laugh. You need to watch Laurel and Hardy and all kinds of stuff like that on YouTube. I swear to God, I could show you my history on YouTube and you would die if you saw how many funny things I watch.
Debbie, you said Laurel and Hardy suck.
Laurel and Hardy do suck, but you like them.
I kind of like them, but I mean, there's all kinds of good series.
This is another fine mess you've gotten us into.
Yes.
Brian, I did not realize that Malcolm X was so full of hate for the white people.
Well, yeah, you know what though that I like about Malcolm X? He did teach himself. He read the whole from my understanding, he read the entire dictionary on his own, and he improved himself while he was in prison. I mean, he had a lot of self-discipline. I think he read every book in the library, which is a great...
Right. He tried to better himself. That's what we're trying to get you to do because we love you. You're worth saving. I mean, I don't give a fuck about people like Laszlo or anybody like that. We care about you. We love you. I love you to death, and I want to see you happy and stuff.
Definitely.
I'm not happy, feeling better.
Well, you know what? We work better together when we're both feeling good. And, I have my moments. Brian has his moments. But I did notice that when we're both in a good mood, then, there's inevitably you're going to have better shows.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt about that. You need to... I just think you need to take better care of yourself, sweet pea. I do. I just think that it has to do with, I think it's just your surroundings, your what you're putting in your body, and, you need to get sunshine. Those are the three big ones right there. Boom, boom, boom. Seriously, I don't know. I'm worried to death about you. I've known you so long, Brian, that, I don't want to sit and watch, I don't want to watch you be sad and shit like that.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be in a better, state of mind here in California, but we have some stresses.
My mom used to always tell me that when you're depressed, you don't feel good. It's physical. My mom swore to God, I would be going, Mom, everybody hates me, Mom, blah, blah, blah. She would go, Deborah, you're tired. Go to bed, and she would be right, because it's just, I think that you just don't feel good, Brian, physically. And I don't think it's like cancer or anything like that. I just think that we need to change a couple of habits. Like right now, I'm warming up a roast beef sandwich that I bought this afternoon, and I didn't eat it because I wasn't hungry. That's what I'm going to have before I go to bed, just my little roast beef sandwich.
Nice.
No?
Oh, I'd kill for a roast beef sandwich right now.
This is so good too. This is like homemade and stuff. This man makes them on he like does them. Anyway, he smokes it all himself. And I'm going to go out in the front yard and talk to y'all.
Nice.
So promise me tomorrow you'll just, even if you don't want to, fuck that. I don't give a fuck. Nobody wants to do a lot of things. Go outside and just walk somewhere. Walk for the fuck of it. Go get a dog. I think you would love a dog.
I have an apartment.
So what? Dogs live inside. What would you do if you didn't have an apartment? Throw him out in the backyard? Dogs live in the house with us, just like JT and mine.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
he lives in my apartment.
What's better, a little cage at a kennel or an apartment? But I'm not saying get a dog or not, but maybe you don't want another responsibility, or maybe you do. Get something smaller. Get a bird.
He loves that dog. He needs a dog. He used to pet it when I would talk to him all the time on my shows. He would sit and pet it and slap it on the belly. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Do that. I'm washing my hands. I'm sorry if I'm making noise. I'm in the kitchen. Let me listen to my dog. Listen to him out there in the backyard.
I definitely think organization is at the top of the list. Keeping our lives kind of light and organized. It's hard. It's hard work. As much as I've been working on it all summer, and I'm still messy. I'm still trying to clean up what I let get out of order this last year or 2 years, where I was so struggling with busy all the time with work and a couple different jobs, and just kind of like burning the candle. But you know what? All of this has made me realize, holy shit, I let a lot of things get really unorganized. So here I am. I've literally spent 6 hours a day or more, at least 4 or 5 days in the last couple of weeks, where I'm just pounding it out, like taking everything out of its boxes and reboxing it and throwing away what I absolutely don't need anymore, and just kind of taking inventory and getting my whole life organized. It's been very meditative, and wow, what a burden of whatever you call that off my shoulders. Like, just really, really lightened my mood a lot. And there was nobody that could do it but me. I couldn't hire somebody to do it because I could, but really, it's a lot of personal stuff I needed to go through and just fix it.
I couldn't agree with you more. I totally agree. Just clean that shit out.
By the way, one of the great things I got from the dearly departed Boss Ross was this wonderful stack of Gone with the Wind sweatshirts. And I think I got to send one of these to Debbie.
Seriously, I still love y'all's clock. It hangs in my bathroom every day I see it.
This still has the tag on it, and I want to send you one of these one day. In fact, give me your address when you can. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But it's a sweatshirt, so no hurry. You're probably not going to wear it now, anyways. But
Hey,
Brian,
Brian. Love you, baby.
yeah, maybe Brian, you should wear this Gone with the Wind sweatshirt too. We'll send you one. There's double extra large here.
Debbie, did you shoot the Gone with the Wind clock, by the way? Blow it away with your 45.
It's hanging on the wall in my bathroom. I see it every day.
I thought she shot it.
No.
Oh, you just blew it up, or you dirty harried it.
No. I'll take a picture and show it on your cell phone.
But now,
Yeah, we got a whole Dirty Harry idea we haven't even worked on. What about that? See, when you're not feeling well, you don't get to the things you want to get to.
that's true.
Brian,
It's a great idea to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brian, are you still not working?
Oh no, I'm working.
Are you working
that's
full time, or did you lose any hours?
I lost some hours, but I'm working.
Yeah, okay. Because I got my hours reduced significantly. Wow. Plus it's summertime, so I'm always slow in the summer, anyways. But there's no guarantee. In about a month from now, my job is going to be completely changed. I'm going to be at home when I'm usually out in the field, like 75% of the time. So my work life is going to dramatically be changing.
Do you do it on Zoom?
I do, yeah. Maybe 1 or 2 a day. Zoom calls.
Me too.
Yeah, it's and I'm over it. I hate it. I hate Zoom, but at least it's work. So.
By the way, I was going to. What was I going to ask? No, I forgot.
What?
Oh yeah. Well, of course, Gone with the Wind will not be seen anymore.
Yes, another.
You know, and showing it in your house may be considered a hate crime.
What?
I'm kidding.
Oh my God! Are you going to Reddit to find this shit out?
Maybe. You know, I mean, I'll tell you something. We have this whole pandemic, and then also we also have just radical changes in our culture, just coming very fast and very quick. Law enforcement has been completely demoralized and disrespected, and it's just kind of sad.
How is that going to change your world?
It's not. No, it's not. It's not going to change my world at all. And then, you know, there's nothing I can do. Whether society changes or not, I have very little to change about that. I mean, I can only change my world.
Going to start stopping on green and going on red. I mean, what are these radical changes that you're talking about? Nothing's going to change, Brian. They've already dismantled that stupid shop house in Seattle or whatever it was, shop. Nothing's going to change, sweetie. We're going to be the same. Seriously.
I think we're going to return even better. I think I have a feeling that there's a lot of positive changes, but life as we seem to live it, I don't think it'll really change a whole tremendous lot about our daily lives either. But there are things that will change.
I want to play this clip real quick. This is Blue Lives Matter. This right here.
Can you share it?
I don't know if I can share it. No, I can't share. I can't share my screen, but I can. It's just a guy talking.
People in the inner city. I serve for black. for white, for Asian, for gay, for straight. I serve for everyone. And that's who they serve for.
Thank you, sir.
Don't thank me. Don't thank me. Stand up and serve. You don't have to deploy overseas to serve. You are the ones that the founding fathers decided would serve. And you, not the people here obviously, but the people are the ones who stopped serving. Do you see that? Yes. It is up to you. 3% of the population during the time of George Washington fought an entire revolution against the British. Do you get that?
Yes.
This amount of people right here can change the world.
Yes.
Are you willing to change the world?
Yes.
Are you willing to stand with me?
Yes.
Are you willing to stand with the police?
Yes.
Are you all willing to stand with us? Yes. Because here's what's going to happen. I'm going to say this right now. Nobody else has said it. This country is on the verge of civil war. They started it. We will finish it. The only way that's going to happen is if we stand together.
Yes.
Now say it with me. I pledge allegiance
I pledge
to
allegiance
the flag
to the flag
of the United States of America,
of the United States of America
to the republic
and to the republic
for which it stands,
for which it stands,
one nation,
under God,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with liberty,
with liberty
and justice
and justice
for all.
Now I'm going to show that. I'm going to just take that video to you, Joe. I don't know if we're in the verge of a civil war, Joe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, we may be. I don't know.
Are not on the verge of a civil war.
I don't agree with that either. No. Nor
It's
no.
just laughing out people out in public trying to act like they know shit and they don't. Who gives a fuck?
That's okay, Debbie. I'm gonna. All right, now, Debbie, I'm gonna send this to you too. This is a Navy SEAL. Jeez, Debbie, where's your Twitter following? It's hard to, Let me see. Where's your Twitter? Jeez, it's so hard to find you on things like Twitter and stuff.
Drop it in Discord.
It's a Twitter thing.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, you got so many Debbie Dailies here. Oh my God.
I'm the real Debbie Daily. You know my Twitter.
Oh, it's the real Debbie. Okay, so it's the real. Okay.
But you will get it.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten it. I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know where it is.
Hold on.
Where did you send it?
Quiet!
Send it! Come on! It's dead air!
Sorry. Yeah, that little dog on there.
Debbie called in to help you. That's cute.
No, that's fine.
I think it worked.
So maybe we're not involved in a civil war. Maybe.
What? Get out of here. What are you talking about? Civil war. Please.
Civil war, Debbie. Are you ready to go to war? Huh? I don't know. Maybe we're not.
On Twitter.
Debbie, there will be war. Don't you want there to be? Oh, Debbie, don't you want there to be a war?
Don't you want it? Either one of you says war one more time, I'm going to go in the house and slam the door.
You think them fool BLM and Antifa want a war? Oh, my heavens. Who knows what's going to happen. There's an intellectual civil war right now, probably a cultural civil war right now, perhaps.
I would venture to say a spiritual war is at play as well.
What do you want me to click on Twitter?
The soul of our nation. It's just civil war. I clicked on you and Joe, JP.
I didn't get any link. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Get it.
I don't have any freaking link.
I don't either.
Us people are obsessed with war.
I don't know where you sent that link, but nobody got it.
You're on Nitwitch. I got in some of the biggest arguments.
You know what? RD says you people are obsessed with. I'm sure he's talking about Americans when he says you people are obsessed by war. Not me, but
I'm not.
I do feel there. I do feel there are people. There are factions, and they're working towards a different sort of idea of what America means and what it is. And I really believe that there are changes afoot, like that are going to happen to our court systems, that are going to happen in some of our major areas of life. I do feel, but what do I know?
Discord. Look at that thing I just sent you on Discord.
Let me see here. Where'd you send it to me?
On Discord.
Which one?
Oh, I'll play it. I got it. I'm gonna share it. Should we watch it here, or is it?
You know what? The last time we watched them, the whole damn show got kicked off, and it's up to you. But you watch something, it gets booted.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, you jackass! All right, go ahead.
Yes.
They're gonna kick me off of YouTube because of Debbie's little thing here. Which is final.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel.
All right, I've heard that before. Don't play it.
Deadbeats to pay your bills.
No, fuck off. Don't play that. Don't fucking play that. I've heard that. No offense.
Everybody and get a nigga mad.
Play that fucking video.
This one?
That I've seen that video.
First of all,
no. Don't fucking play. Fuck you. Don't leave. I'm gonna end the broadcast. Don't play that. I've seen that video. It's a stupid video. Retarded.
Okay.
No, don't, dude. We're gonna get.
Who's Joyner Lucas?
That's a stupid video. Don't fucking play
140 million views.
It's a stupid video.
What's it about?
Don't play that shit.
He's wearing "Make America Great Again."
Oh, it's a stupid video. I'm not gonna get that.
Who is that guy, Debbie?
It's Joyner Lucas.
It's called "I'm Not Racist." I get it. Wow. 394,000 comments on this video.
And he encourages people to play past stuff like that. He's not paying copyright.
Let me just say that that video, first of all, that get me hurt on YouTube. And if I'm going to get hurt, I don't want to get hurt on something that is brain dead as that video. It's no offense, Debbie, but that video is for brain dead morons. It's unacceptable.
Look at posted.
I gave up cake for this shit.
Really so stupid.
You got me going, Debbie, with that bullshit. I'm already now.
Oh my gosh,
What is this, a birthday party from hell?
That's a hippo fart. All right, that's great.
I thought, you know what? I thought it was a kid's birthday party. It sounded like it was a kid's birthday party. You can't see the video anyway, but it looked like a kid's birthday party, and
Mhm.
some old man just came in and with a leaf blower and just blew the kid, like just blew everything off there. I'm having a party. I told you to keep it down. And he like gets his leaf blower. And... Anyway,
Well, that's we tried to get a laugh in our last video, Debbie, and we got taken down.
yeah.
What y'all try to play? What happened?
We played some clip of a video of two people fighting, but I guess the video itself was copyrighted. So I guess I don't know. I haven't looked at the email yet, but there you go. We gotta be careful, I guess.
Hollywood mourns the death of actor Nina Rivera. All right, guys, I'm going to go to bed.
That's it.
I was inspired by the video that I watched about what was it called here on Facebook? Oh, fuck. La, 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 la.
Love you. Bye.
Thanks for
Good
calling
night.
in, Debbie.
Yes. I was inspired by the video Not Trying.
What's that?
It's Teo's. I'm going to send that one to you too, even though you don't get my videos.
I'm not sure where you're sending them though. But that's fine. Are you tweeting it?
Yeah. Maybe I'll just. Get off.
Well, that was that turned out better than I expected.
Yeah, you got pissed off and you almost wanted to leave and run away.
I did. I'm sick of
Americans are spending more than six.
Not gonna be part of it.
I think we should just I should just show you a video, and then you should it may be like maybe a 3 to 10 minute video, and then you should respond on what you thought about it. But this video did inspire me, Joey,
Uh-huh.
and I'm going to send it to you. I'm calling this one Not Trying. And it inspired me. It may not do anything for you, but it inspired me. The art of not trying. And it inspired me. So, whatever inspires me. All right, Joey.
I think check it out. All right. That is it. Make sure you subscribe.
That mixture of it. All right.
All right. That's it.